Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone. Shalom to my YAHAWAH, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this foul captivity, as well as a speckled bird that may look like the other nations, but are actually Yasharallah. This is Brother Kabul Cup coming at you with another lesson. Today's lesson, I was going to play the video, but I'm kind of in a hurry, so Yahawadah, I'll link the video in the description so you can go check it out yourself. But basically what's going on here was, first things first, this lady, she had basically said that it is so dark. Let me actually show you a bit. It was so dark in here that you can't see anything like while you're outside. And there have been people, she said that there have been people that have been running up in people's houses. This is how dark it is right now at night, obviously. And you know, people have been, again, just robbing people and doing whatever they want in the cover of night, and because no one has power. So I mean, obviously, yeah, they have their phones or whatever, but ultimately, like, they are not that safe. And you know, if when in the dark with no electricity, well, if someone's robbing you, how are you gonna say, oh, I saw this person or this and the third? And it is, I guess, at the end of the day, it is pretty easy to kind of get something so easy, get away with doing something like this, given the circumstances, as sad as it is. And they said that as at the time of these videos being uploaded, it was day 7. Now this man, this second video, he said he had stayed at his house in the dark for 7 days. All right, so 7 days after the outage hit, he had stayed in his house. He was toughing it out. And then on the 7th day, he moved. He temporarily left his home and went to a hotel that had power. By the time he got there, apparently the day that he was there, he said that the power at the hotel that he was at shut down. It went out. So even for him at this place that was there, that had power working, I actually will let this play. So let's listen.
I have no clue. NISCO must have shut it off to work on something. But someone said they heard something pop, like a transformer.
Yeah, I heard that too.
So they're gonna give us money back.
So yeah, apparently they said that they had heard something pop, and they were curious about, like, what could that have been? Why did the power go out when the power elsewhere was out for 7 days, but now all of a sudden this hotel that was seemingly unaffected for 7 days, it shut down? And again, like, that's definitely weird. That's a bit strange in my eyes as well, because I'm thinking, like, why would that have happened? What's the thing there? But yeah, that's basically the thing. And then over here, this guy was basically saying how there's a bunch of gas stations that are open. They're still open, but there's no power, so they're only selling the stuff that's inside. They can't sell gas. There was this one gas station that was open. It does have power and people are getting gas there, but you know, overall, most of the things are, you know, shut down. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because this just goes to show, once again, Job chapter 9 verse 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the face of the judge thereof. If not, where and who is he? Now, I don't know. I'm not going to make any accusations, okay, because I don't know the full story. But you know, as history has definitely shown, it is not far-fetched for a certain to come to a certain conclusion. With that being said, also, I kind of do feel like for the hotel thing, that kind of seemed like sabotage, because not even just the fact that that's sabotage, but also thinking about the whole thing where people are using the darkness as an excuse to, okay, well, let me go robbing people, let me go do this, let me go do that, or whatever, and stuff like that. Like, that is some very serious thing. Like, this is some very scary stuff, all right, where you're in the dark, you don't have light, someone could come in robbing in your house, and if you don't have your phone, which, you know, maybe your phone battery was not charged for, most phones do not last 7 freaking days. You would have to like keep it off for the entirety of like most of the days, because I think like most phones last like less than a day or something like that if you're continuously using it. So like that's some stuff like that where you're gonna have a flashlight, you're gonna have this, you have candles or some shit like that. So you try to find some way to have some sort of light source. But then if you ran all out through all that, but thinking that it's gonna come back tomorrow, it's gonna come back in a day, it's gonna come back in 2 days or something like that, and then it's still just been off for a whole week, which that's so. And you know what? It's funny. I have been in that situation. And when I was younger and older, but I've been in that situation where, you know, the power was out my power was out. It wasn't even just my power. It was the entire like neighborhood or a city. I forgot what the thing, but there was definitely power outages for an extended period of time. I forgot how many days, but or maybe a week, maybe it was a week, but it was a long time. And it's just like, we don't have anything to do. We don't have anything, this, and the third, all this, that, or whatever. Although it wasn't, I guess it wasn't as bad. You know, there weren't people running up in other people's houses and stuff like that. But for stuff like this, which even the guy mentioned, this being a so-called a primarily black city, all right. There are people that are going to take advantage of that, and, you know, especially act a bit differently. Because it's the black population, let's go do this, let's go do that, let's go take advantage of the situation, and then say, look at these aggressive black people, this and that, and stuff like that. When in actuality, it's not always just Jake, but sometimes it's just Esau who's taking advantage of the situation to make us look like we're this, because that was what they were doing with the whole Black Lives Matter protest, where when people went to the protest, it was Edomites that were actually going around and causing ruckuses in order to incite bigger conflicts, bigger violence and stuff like that. So yeah, there is that. All right, now with that being said, let's continue on. Proverbs 29 verse 2, right, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And, you know, it's because people have such a strong faith and belief in the government, especially with when there's also just no other choice, there's no other options, and they can't rely on anyone else. That they are in, that we are in general, actually, not even just them, but we are in this position of being at Esau's mercy, where, you know, sometimes it just gets delayed, sometimes maybe there are some genuine concerns, there are genuine things that are actually stopping the restoration of the power, or maybe sometimes it's just because we don't really care about fixing the power for this predominantly black city. I'm pretty sure that that's what they said, which again, like, that this is to be expected. All right. And, you know, really, just there really is nothing that they can do. Maybe they could complain, but I don't know. But yes, this is what happens when Esau is in power and authority. It's just like everyone is complaining. Everyone hates how this stuff is going. Okay, Sirach chapter 10 verse 2. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man this ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. So that's the thing here, where, you know, that evil, wicked ruler, evil, wicked king is destroying his people, and that's what the people are. The people are actively suffering now as a result of Esau being in power. Okay, Isaiah chapter 30 verse 1, woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, I take counsel, but not of me, and I cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. And I walked to go down to Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. So when they are, ultimately, obviously we don't have a choice. We are in captivity. But I mean to say, like, when it comes to just general faith, our faith should only be in YAHAWAH, not trusting in Esau, which this is confirmed with this. Psalms 118 verse 8, it is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man. Okay, because again, let's get this. Matthew chapter 15 verse 14, let them alone, they be blind leaders of the blind, and if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. And this is what Esau is doing. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawah, Hashem, Yahawashi, Hashem, Kwakwadosh. Double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone, above all, Shalom.